What's up? What's up, friends? Welcome to the Peace Now live stream. Okay, awesome. Welcome. So, let's look at what our goals are today. I've just been doing a little writing and I'm jumping on here really to have some accountability and also explore with y'all. Okay. So, one aspect of the Peace Now project, the kind of one of the organizing threads of this channel is kind of the social aspect, social justice and systemic transformation. Um, some of the slogans I might use is like better world is possible. I like want to accelerate the pace of cognitive evolution. And to me, that means transitioning to a society based on care, not competition. That could also be love and violence. Then, like, I'm a huge fan of Martin Luther King, which I know, like, where I live in the United States, like, uh, there's an issue with kind of whitewashing Martin Luther King, just almost he's so abstract and symbolic as it's taught in like high school in the US that a lot of the ideas aren't really explored. So there's this one big thing. I'm always bringing this up when I'm talking to people. This love and power quote. Where is it? That's not right. No, no, no. That's not what I'm looking for. Love is identified with the resignation of power and power with the denial of love. What is needed is a realization that power without love is reckless and abusive, and love without power is sentimental and anemic. Power is at its best, love implementing the demands of justice. Justice at its best is power correcting everything that stands against love. That is some good stuff, in my opinion. I want to find the essay though. I think it's from a letter. Where is this quote from? I love the essay. I have read it, so because I don't want to like give misquote things. Uh, how do you spell Nietzsche, y'all? Because I know he talks about Nietzsche. There we go. King, love and power. Yes. Maybe this one. Oh, it's from a speech. Okay. Oh, finally, I found it. No, I didn't. But I know it's on that I know this is right. You see, what happened is that some of our philosophers got off base, and one of the great problems of history is that the concepts of love and power have usually been contrasted as opposites, polar opposites, so that love is identified with a resignation of power, and power with a denial of love. It was this misinterpretation that caused the philosopher Nietzsche, who was a philosopher of the will to power, to reject the Christian concept of love. It was the same misinterpretation which included Christian theologians to reject Nietzsche's philosophy of the will to power in the name of the Christian idea of love. Now we've got to get this thing right. What is needed is a realization that power without love is reckless and abusive, and that love without power is sentimental and anemic. Power at its best is love, implementing the demands of justice, and justice at its best is love correcting everything that stands against love. And this is what we must see as we move on. Boom. Freaking love that. Oh, good. Let's listen. Wait, you might not be able to hear. Oh. Because I had it.
Is that some of our philosophers got off base. And one of the great problems of history is that the concepts of love and power have usually been contrasted as opposites, polar opposites, so that love is identified with a resignation of power and power with a denial of love. It was this misinterpretation that caused the philosopher Nietzsche, who was the philosopher of the will to power, to reject the Christian concept of love. It was the same misinterpretation which induced Christian theologians to reject Nietzsche's philosophy of the will to power in the name of the Christian idea of love. Now we got to get this thing right. What is needed is a realization that power without love is reckless and abusive, and that love without power is sentimental and anemic. Power at its best.
Let's go.
Power at its best is love, implementing the demands of justice, and justice at its best is love correcting everything that stands against love.
Thank you, Dr. King. Jeez. Fired up. Okay, so that's kind of like what we're talking about. So, and I'm thinking of it in the context of, my therapy work. Like, another great social person, Desmond Tutu, bridge metaphor. I think that's him. Yes. This. There comes a point where we need to stop pulling people out of the river. We just need to go upstream and find out why they're falling in. Okay, so these are the things that I'm thinking about right now in my therapy work. So I think it's wrong to just acclimate and adjust people to a sick society. We have to also be able, why is it big like that? We also have to be able to like do social justice type work. So bigger picture. So explore social transformation, Peace Now is, so this is like the project of the YouTube project of this channel. It's like peace in the social transformation, peace now as in social transformation, and peace now as in like in be here now, spiritual vibe. And then we've got peace now, something to do with trauma healing in my professional identity as a therapist. I just think that we could go into this later, but there's just something about, yeah, I want to incorporate these three things. I don't want this to be super journally. I actually want to help you, the audience, feel interested. So we're thinking about the bigger picture. I also want to intervene in the overdose epidemic specifically. That's what we're looking at. So we've got a bunch of bookmarks, y'all, that we're going to read. If I go to my bookmarks, I couldn't get to sleep the other night, so I was reading all about this. So I saved these things. Hey, come on now. There you go. We can start with this one. Actually, I don't know if I want to start with that one because there's something else I've seen. So we've got 2024 presidential election coming up like that. And I'm very interested in the different platforms for reducing overdose epidemic. I think it was this one too, is really good. These two Vox articles. There's something about root causes. Yes. Address root causes. And then that made me think about, actually, let me put up the live stream. Just in case. I'm gonna watch my lovely chat. Alrighty. Okay, so let's see. Oh, this root causes. I also like I'm super interested in her. Let's see what she says, Marianne Williamson. Because she's got the spiritual vibe too.
We're headed for the iceberg. That iceberg could be a climate catastrophe, it could be an AI catastrophe, it could be a nuclear catastrophe. And you have one major political party headed right there, and you have another major political party, which under the leadership of its established corporatist wing, is moving there more slowly and would hit it at a different angle. One represents a nosedive and the other represents a managed decline. We've got to turn this ship around. And that's what fundamental economic reform would do. This country is wounded, and we need to initiate a season of repair. And that's what Minister Marvin was talking about. You simply know where you need to go. We need to imagine a world at peace and reverse engineer from there. We need to imagine a country.
I like to focus on imagination.
A world in which the earth itself is restored. A country in which people's lives are restored. And that is why we should have an economic bill of rights with all the things I mentioned, such as universal health care and a guaranteed living wage and tuition-free college and tech school.
I'm not trying to
Department of Peace.
Ooh,
right
like
now,
that.
we spend billions and billions and billions on ways to effectuate war, and a tiny fraction of that on ways to wage peace. We need a Department of Children and Youth because America's children are neglected collectively. The average American is not allowing themselves to face. I have had principals in elementary
Okay.
schools telling me they have students on suicide watch. Public schools throughout this country.
Okay. So I think she's kind of interesting as an inspiration, in certain ways, at least. She has this idea of like healing root causes. Actually, I want to sit on. You know what? You know what, folks? We're gonna get real comfortable tonight. Be a couch vibe. Okay. Yeah, she was talking about life expectancy going down too, which is in some of our readings. Okay. And we also want to write, oh, that's what I want to do, y'all. We're now going to go from the bottom up. So I want to write an editorial. Look at okay, so argument mapping, theory of, I'll look at theory of change, argument mapping, and writing style. Okay, so we're gonna like write an editorial, and I just love writing, so part of that is just my own creative expression. But I'm gonna try to look at this idea of theory of change and connect like how could let's write that. How does writing interesting editorials bring about a world based violence? How does writing interesting editorials help us get to the root cause of overdose epidemic? Okay. So let's look at beautiful trouble first. A toolbox for our revolution. We're looking for theory of change. Excuse me. Yeah. It's the methodology. Theory of change is a campaign planning methodology that forces you to get specific about how social change happens. You start with the long-term goal of your campaign and then work backwards to identify all the conditions needed to achieve that goal. Next, you can get specific about what actions you can take to create those actions, those conditions. Okay. So they're saying this also could be important. Yeah, this is great. Okay. So it'd be something like this. Allegheny County would make the necessary investments in public health to address the root, make the necessary investments and culture changes to address the root causes driving unprecedented overdose and deaths of despair. If so, there was sufficient public pressure, people knew more, there was less stigma and more compassion. If we, I don't say that. What else did I say? If members of government and government nonprofit sector and civil society knew, how did they say it? About the flaws in our current culture / policy. Okay. I think that's good. So thus, argument that we need to make larger investments and develop innovative approaches, investments, reform our organizational culture, and develop innovative approaches to address the root causes causes addiction and suffering. I like it. Now, I was thinking of we need abundance agenda treatment. There's a thing. Some slogans. These slogans are important, I think. Abundance agenda is interesting. Need a like regenerative. Regeneration agenda. I think that could work. Focus. Okay, stay focused. Dude, this is awesome. So if what are some concrete things? Okay. Goals equal make big investments. Investments. Um, Policy maybe. Yeah, like higher behavioral health community organizers develop respites, develop peer respites. I have this idea. Let's see. I'll show you. Yeah. Allegheny Alliance for Recovery and Dialogue. Like something like that. We'll have to look into what policies would help. So this is like make investments slash budget. Probably through office behavioral health. Reform the culture to make it easy community organizers to access the money and resources to scale their work. Neighbor. Something like this. These would all be goals. Um, yeah, these will all be goals that we could like work on. What's up, chat? Let me know how you all are doing. Curious what you're thinking. If you have ideas, we could turn this into a dialogue. No problem. So we were looking at Marianne Williamson, looking at some of our goals here. with the editorial and theory of change. So I'm liking that. So I actually want editorial as tactic. Tactic. Theory change. And that's going to go up here. Some slogans. So we need an abundance and regeneration agenda. We need treatment, not trauma. So those are some slogans. Okay. And then we've got this thing. So then we have how do they describe it in the toolbox? If then assumptions. Whoa. Or had more education. There's less stigma, more compassion. I want like goals. I think that works. Goals, concrete goals that will get us but then I should say if Allegheny County then we would make progress in decreasing overdose death. So that's like my proposition. So if Allegheny County would make the necessary investments and culture changes to address the root causes driving unprecedented overdose and deaths of despair, then we would make progress in decreasing overdose death. So that's one. If so then another way to say that, if there were significant public pressure, then sorry. If then if there's less stigma and more compassion, then Allegheny County would make the necessary investments and culture changes to address the root causes driving unprecedented overdose deaths to despair. If members of government, then it would Okay. If we made the investments, then we would do these concrete goals. Working towards, let's call this title something. Practice. Peace now. Research. Document. Research. What do we want to call this, y'all? Research. Um, Peace now. Of this. Research stream. We'll call it that. Better world if possible. Peace now. Justice stream one. Okay. Let's do some bolding, y'all. Yes. Okay. So we have exploring social transformation as it relates to mental health. We've got our slogans. We've got our quotes. MLK. Desmond Tutu. These are fundamental to us. Where did that video go though? Yo. I didn't lose MLK, did I? I did. What? Yes, okay. I want to find the context of this speech. '60s. Actually, this is very cool because like we could analyze Martin Luther King's speeches as a theory of change. That'd be cool. Let's look at the context of Desmond Tutu. Where did this originate? Even on Twitter, they're saying, I wonder if that's actually him. Okay, here we go. Wow, this is great. So Desmond, it looks like Desmond Tutu did not say this. However, IK Zola helping doesn't matter. The problems and prospects of mutual aid groups, 1970. Sweet. I feel like we should tell Facebook about this. Yeah, do I really need to? Let me know if I should tell Facebook about this fact check I found in chat. Okay, the pro. See. Um, okay. Hmm. Didn't really get too much into this, but we did look at the root causes. So that's good. Got into some good slogans. We did some good if then work. We need to answer these. But the kind of last couple of things I want to do, and then we'll look in the probably go into this in a future stream because I'm getting a little tired, is argument mapping. So I want to, if we create outstanding and inspiring and moving and persuasive editorials, then they will make an Allegheny County will. I love this idea. I just got an idea. Let's make a hyper sigil. If you're watching this, tell me, because we can make what's called a hyper sigil. If you're into this idea, well, that's not. Sorry, cyborg anthropology. Like, get your shit together, and I'll click on your link. You want to hack the? What is this stuff? Maybe I need to write on hypersigils. Go to Wikipedia. Extended work of art with magical meaning and willpower created using adapted processes of sigilization. So basically, a sigil. Osmond Spare is really good at this. We'll take some of these goals and turn them into sigils, and then we will charge it together. So if you want to get involved in that, let me know. But let's calm down a little bit and let's go into argument mapping. We will create outstanding editorials in two ways. One, argument mapping. Two, creative nonfiction. So let's go into argument mapping first. Okay, give me a second. I need to pull something up. Okay, so sorry, y'all. Argument mapping. Dude, didn't I? It's on my email. I just got this course that I want to go through with y'all.
I get a bit long-winded, I think. I mean, I don't mind what people put on their pizzas.
Okay, so you're sort of like a pizza universalist.
Pizza libertarian, yeah.
Okay. Great. So, Ed, could you at least maybe give us a reason to believe that anything belongs on pizza? Is it just if someone puts it on their pizza, then it belongs there, something like that? I don't want to put words in your mouth, though. I'm just trying to offer a support for this claim here, right? Unless you just think it's just like a principle that doesn't need any support.
It's because it doesn't matter what people put on their pizza. It's not a thing that really is an existential issue.
Okay. Okay. Sorry about that, y'all. I have this course, but I can't find it. But I'll open it and we'll do some argument mapping together in the future. Yeah, we'll do some argument mapping. And what else do we want to look at? Oh, and then this creative nonfiction thing. I like where we're going with this a lot. Let's look at our bookmarks. Dude, my bookmarks are not working. Come on, Chrome. Step your game up. There you go. Yeah. So this individual, so cool. Shout out to them. What's her name again? David? Dave? Wait a second. Oh no. Hmm. Okay, let's see about this. See if I can find this article I was reading the other day. I think I bookmarked the wrong thing. No. Anyways, maybe it's just not the day for this. Okay. Well, these three will be speculative, but I think we made some great progress tonight. I'm pretty happy with it. On future justice streams, we'll continue. We got into some great philosophy. We looked at theory of change. Didn't get too much into writing, but we got into some great if then assumptions. We got into the regeneration agenda. I'm happy. And yeah, so we'll get into research. We'll get into some creative writing in future sessions. Let me know what you thought of this if you liked it. If you want to come on the stream and talk, let me know. I'm going to keep doing it because I think it's productive for me. So, all right, have a good one.